this is Fulcrum, and in this video I will be reviewing the default assault rifle as I did the A280. The weapon comes in 6 different variants, one for each faction. Each share identical statistics and capabilities, with the only differences being their appearance. This weapon is the first available for the assault class and does not require unlocking. The blaster deals a maximum of 36 damage up to 20 meters and drops off to a minimum of 19 from 40 meters, meaning the blaster has a fairly average base damage but relatively low end damage. The blaster has an average automatic fire rate of 300 rounds per minute. The damage and rate of fire can be used together to calculate the damage per second of the weapon at different ranges. These statistics show how quickly the blaster can deal damage and is particularly useful when considering the effectiveness of a weapon against enemies with high health pools. This weapon has a maximum damage per second of 180 and a minimum of 95. This means in close quarters combat, the weapon has a slightly above average DPS, ranking 12th. At medium range, the blaster has a low effectiveness, ranking 18th, and at distances beyond 50 meters, the blaster's damage output is so low it ranks 5th from bottom. For a better understanding of how effective the blaster is against infantry units, the most common enemies you will face, it is best to look at the blaster's time to kill in comparison with the other blasters. At 10 meters or less, the blaster ranks 17th versus 150 health units and 13th versus 200 health units, only really ahead of blasters more effective at ranged combat. At 30 meters, the blaster remains at the same ranking versus 150 health units, but falls to 20th versus 200 health units, and at 50 meters and beyond it falls to 22nd versus 150 health units and 26th versus 200 health units. The blaster lacks the raw ability to kill enemies quickly at pretty much every distance. The blaster has a significantly more competitive time to kill in close quarters combat. However, the blaster is still easily beaten out by other close to medium ranged weapons, and this is very noticeable whilst using. The blaster has an accurate hipfire, which means until further ranges where the weapon becomes almost useless due to a low damage output, there is not a lot of need to aim down sight. The blaster does have a small amount of recoil that needs to be managed. This is more important at medium ranges during prolonged firing. There is also some horizontal recoil and some spread that affects the accuracy of the weapon and reduces the ranged ability further. You can accurately tap fire headshots at range. However, the limited damage means enemies are usually able to reach cover before being downed. The blaster has a heat per bolt of 0.04, allowing it to fire 25 shots before overheating. This means in one overheat, the gun can deal 900 damage. The gun has a passive heat loss of 0.3 and a venting time of 1 second. Overall, the gun has great cooling power, making it pretty easy to use in this aspect. The weapon does not have any unlockable attachments. This lack of customizability is disappointing and means there is no way to improve the base weapon. I would like to see each different skin for this weapon made into an individual weapon for this gun with attachments. In order for new players to have a default gun, each should be available to use for the corresponding class without unlock. I will be releasing a video at some point conceptualizing how each gun could work based on a faster time to kill model, more comparable with the last Battlefront. The default assault gun has a pretty poor performance overall due to the low damage model, which limits the blaster's ability to effectively kill targets quickly. If you want to maximize your performance as the assault class, I would advise staying clear of this weapon. In order to stay competitive with other weapons, it is vital to take advantage of the game's 1.9 headshot multiplier, otherwise you can expect to be turned on and killed due to the weapon's slow TTK. This does not mean the blaster cannot be used effectively, as shown in the background footage. However, it is particularly difficult to win 1v1 engagements with this weapon. Transmission over. Fulcrum out.